心に朝日がきらめく霜のごとく。ターゲット確認。
Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here, and welcome to another Wuthering Waves video. So the long-awaited Jianxin guide is here, and let me tell you, it is so damn funny. Jianxin has a huge following in CN, and although she's not the best character right out of the gate, they have been cooking various builds ranging from main DPS Jianxin, sub-DPS Jianxin, and now pure support Jianxin utility with this new 0 damage taken build. That's right, you can see here that Jianxin takes 0 damage. It doesn't matter how strong the enemy is, she will always take 0 damage when she has the following active. Now, I'll go over how to make this build possible and the best rotation in this guide, because she actually has really good resonance gain in the sense that you'll swap her out in twice, and the second time she'll fill out the entire gauge of her own forte bar, and allowing you to quick swap and activate an outro, which will buff units like the Havoc MC and Calcaro. So in this guide, we'll also cover the builds for Jianxin, her echo choices, best teammates, and the weapon. Now, we all know why I clicked on this video. How can this barely built Jianxin take 0 damage from our boy Harambe earlier? Well, let's take a look at her skill, shall we? In the heavy attack Forte Circuit section, it says that during the channeling of the heavy attack, her anti-interruption is increased, so less of a stagger, and her damage taken is reduced by 50%. Now, this 50% is very important. That's right, because you know what else reduces damage taken? Our turtle boy. Oh my god. And this echo reduces incoming damage, and it doesn't tell you how much, but it's 50% as well, and also increases your damage down. Now, this is crazy because in this game, the formula works like this: 50 plus 50, quick math, 100%. That's right, with this skill and her channeling heavy attack, she has 100% damage reduction, which means during the channel and during the 3 hits of that 50% damage reduction activated by the echo, you will take 0 damage regardless of the enemy, regardless of the level difference. And oh my god, it's absolutely insane, because one of the previous issues with Jianxin is that you're not going to get a safe way to channel the heavy attack and gain all of those forte energy. So this solved the problem, and I'm so glad, because now we can actually use her in a lot of different rotations as a support unit while providing a huge shield for the entire team. Now, let's start from the beginning. Let's start with Jianxin's basic attack. You can see this is a 4-hit combo that has the ability to do AoE damage and pull some of the enemies close towards you. However, if you're not building a main DPS or sub-DPS Jianxin, you will not be using this skill a lot. Next is her resonance skill. You can see that by holding E, you enter a stance, and this stance allows you to counter any hit, and it's pretty much instant. So the gratification of using this against boss attacks is really satisfying. You can also release the E early by tapping left click or just pressing E again, and you deal the same amount of damage and gain the same amount of chi at the bottom. And when your chi bar is full, you can hold down the heavy attack button, and this AoE attack will generate a shield every time you hit the check mark under your chi. At the very end, you gain a level 4 shield, and under the shield, you will be able to heal yourself as well. Now, the shield stays even if you switch characters, and as long as they have their shields up, then they will get the healing effect too. Now, her Resonance Liberation is an AoE attack that pulls nearby enemies together, and the range on this is massive, allowing units like Havoc MC or Calcaro to do insane amounts of damage. Now, speaking of Calcaro, Jianxin is a very good partner for him, as her outro skill activates a 38% resonance liberation damage boost. So when she does the outro and you switch into Calcaro and Calcaro uses his resonance liberation, all of his damage from the Death Messenger will be boosted by an additional 38%. So let's take a look at the streamlined CN Jianxin rotation. It works for a sub-DPS Jianxin as well. You can see they're using the Gorilla here. Now, your 2 hits of Resonance skill together will give you 44 energy, and then 46 from a fully casted heavy attack into an intro, altogether just about over 100 energy for allowing you to get that outro off. So basically all you have to do is in the warm-up phase as you're starting out, you can use your Resonance Liberation into an E to counter or quick tap, and echo and out. out. And after that, you have your intro from a different character. You press E one more time, and that fills up actually the chi bar to allow you to full cast heavy attack, and you can outro out. That's right, the intro plus the E quick tap gives you enough chi bar to allow you to heavy attack full cast, because remember, in the warm-up phase you've had to cast a quick resonance skill before you swap to a different character. So your chi bar gets filled, and then your forte gauge gets filled, and you can swap out. So you gain that outro buff, and everything's streamlined because you will get that shield if you use the Echo Turtle, or if you use a different Echo for bonus damage, that's fine as well. So this is their streamlined warm-up phase into a burst window, and using Jianxin either as a sub DPS that has a very short on-field time, or as a support. So there's a sub DPS utility Jianxin quick swap rotation as well. Basically what you want to do is every time you can swap to Jianxin, if the resonance skill is off cooldown, you swap to Jianxin, and if you get an intro from the swap, then of course Jianxin will pull everyone together, and you can also use the resonance liberation to pull everyone together. And you tap your E either with a quick tap if you have your echo available, or you can hold, and that's a little trick you can do. You can hold E and then swap to a different character, and the E will have Jianxin on the field for a prolonged period of time. So you can do that, and every time you intro in, you get 2 hits off, you tap your E, you echo summon, cancel with a swap, and Jianxin's energy gain is very quick for the amount of duration she remains on the field. So she's able to fill up her chi relatively easily, and also fill up the forte gauge when you're coming in and coming out. So you're not going to use as much heavy attacks. Basically it's just the resonance skill tap as well as the echo spam, and then getting set up for the rest of the team to earn the buff coming out, and using that automatic pull from the intro and resonance liberation for positioning and getting all the enemies ready and set up for massive AoE attacks. Now, depending on how you want to play your Jianxin, you've got about 3 echo choices. The first one being the 100% damage reduction build for Jianxin as a 3rd slot support utility. You can see that the Bell-born Turtle has a shield that lasts for 15 seconds and provides a 50% damage reduction. So we talked about this in the beginning, and that 50% plus the heavy attack channeling skill gives you 100% damage reduction, and also a 10% damage boost for the current team. Now this only lasts for 3 times, so the 100% reduction only lasts for 3 times. It's very important because a lot of the supports will be running this turtle, and you don't want to get hit more than 3 times because it helps with stagger, protects your damage dealers during their combinations. So ideally, of course, you don't get hit during the heavy attack channel, but if you do, it's fine. So it comes down to channeling the heavy attack, and as soon as the outro bar is filled, you want to swap. Okay, that is one way to play it to reduce the chances of getting hit. But it's a very cool gimmick and not a bad choice. This 10% damage buff is good, and also I like the moonlit clouds via this set because you'll get that extra energy gen, which means the quicker swaps, and also when you're using outro, you will gain an attack boost for the next resonator, which is 22.5%, which is not bad. The alternative set would be the rejuvenating glow, which is healing increased, and also upon healing, so which means after the shield, you'll increase the attack of the entire team by 15%. So obviously this is a bit stronger in terms of offensiveness, and this is a bit more defensive. So that's your first choice. Your second choice is if you want to play Jianxin as a sub DPS. So as a sub DPS, I recommend the Impermanence bird, basically the tri-headed bird, and this bird does pretty decent damage, and as soon as the bird gets summoned and it jumps, you can pretty much swap out, so you can echo cancel that. Okay, so this deals decent damage, has good mobility, and of course this energy set as well for the moonlit clouds would be the best suited set for the bird. Now for those of you that have higher dupe copies of Jianxin, you could play Jianxin as a main DPS by using Harambe. That's right, this gorilla gives a very good arrow damage and heavy attack damage for your characters, and of course for Jianxin, she herself deals arrow damage, and her heavy attack channeling skill is going to get boosted by this as well. But personally, I think for the majority of the players, either go with the support or go with the sub DPS option. Now in terms of the echo stats, and their recommendation is that you go with attack percentage on cost for main slot, and again this is due to the fact that your shield does scale with attack. However, for your cost 3s, you want to mix and match either with double energy regen or energy regen plus attack, and you need to hit that threshold of 180% energy regen. Of course, with the 5-piece moonlit, it's going to be slightly easier, and then for the cost 1s, go with attack. And in terms of weapon, her best in-slot at its current moment is going to be the best surges. Not only does it give you energy regen, but also bonus damage when you hit things with your basic attack. And landing basic attack also buffs the resonant skill damage, so it's very synergistic. In terms of 4-star choices, there is one that gives you additional energy regen, and also that restores concerto energy by 8 when a resonance skill is released. So again, for a more defensive as well as supportive role in the utility Jianxin, this 4-star weapon is not bad at all. There we have it. Honestly, it was such a blast making this guide because I got to see all of the memes coming out from the CN side for Jianxin, especially this 0 damage build where they're just taking bosses in the overworld hologram 6 and just trolling them by taking 0 damage. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. All right, it was really fun to make. God, the meme. Oh my god. Yeah, so it was very fun to make, and hopefully you guys enjoyed all of the previous guides as well. The Havoc, Rover, Hands-Free Encore, Jian, and Max DPS Galkero with the updated combo guide. I think the next one after Jianxin is probably going to be a Yinlin, especially now that she's gonna come early, right? So we're gonna do a pre-analysis video into the full guide when she gets dropped. So thank you so much, and consider subscribe if you haven't, so you can get all of these videos on your recommended page. And it's TimaeuSS here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye now.